me, kindly, leave a message. Let me be sure that you can hear me. Yay, I saw Amy Wears. Thank you, Ifetayo. I can see our comments now. Thank you, everybody. Please, if you know anybody that needs to be on the call, kindly reach out to them to join as fast as possible, because tonight's session promises to be power packed. I know Blossom has done so much already. She has laid that foundation. I'm just coming to bring the icing on the cake. Please, let's keep the welcome coming in. Let's share the link on our WhatsApp status for more persons to be able to join, whilst I wait for my slides to come up so I can just, go ahead. Beautiful. So my slides are up now. For the final time, please kindly share the link for more persons to join this call. It's going to be, I'm so sure, like, you're going to learn so much. Get your book, get your bio, be ready to write, from today's session. All right, so my name is Janet Sesele. I am the founder of Village Child Initiative. I love to speak, I love to share knowledge. And today I'll be talking on the topic resilience and growth, how to unlock maximum productivity and progress amidst adversity. It's a very interesting topic. When I received it, I was, wowed, because I know that we are women on this call, lots of women, and there's that need for us to evolve, amidst adversity, amidst whatsoever that we're going through, right? So I'll just go ahead with my slides. Please sit back, relax, and ensure that you're taking notes. All right, can we get the next slide, please? Thank you. So the first thing I want to address is the fact that there's there's something that is existing, all over the world, that everybody you see, like you can see in the image being displayed, everybody is encountering or has encountered at some point in their life a general challenge, which is called adversity. So whether you are white, whether you are black, you're tall, you're short, at some points in your life, you're going to experience adversity, right? It's a must for every human being. So far, you are a human being, you are alive, you're living, you're breathing. Be it you are in Nigeria, you are wherever you are, you're definitely going to experience adversity at some point in life. So let's dive right into what this big word adversity, what it really means. Now, adversity, this is a very beautiful quote that I love. He said, the most successful people see adversity not as a stumbling block, but as a stepping stone to greatness. So how do you see adversity? when you're seemingly faced with challenges, how do you see it? Is it the time to cry? Is it the time to fall back and say, oh, let me just give up on it and move on, or let me just cry and cry over it? Or you sit back, you look at the adversity, you look at the challenge you're faced with, and see it as, oh, there's a light at the end of this tunnel. After this situation, there's a greater goal, there's something bigger, coming in front of me. So the most successful people see adversity not as a stumbling block, not as a barricade, but as a stepping stone to greatness. So the next slide you'll be seeing, I'm going to be showing us pictures of great women that we all know, right? Who are doing amazing things, but at some point in their lives have all gone through one challenge or the other. And the first person I have here is Joyce Meyer. As you can see, I believe everybody knows Joyce Meyer. If you know her, please leave a comment. You've heard her story, maybe you've watched her videos online and all. She was abused by her father. She was raped, right? Even right from the age of 5. But look at her today. She has a global ministry. I was going through her Instagram page and she has over 4.7 million followers. Go to her YouTube channel, go to Joyce Meyer TV, see the amazing things that she is doing. But who would believe that, she went through that kind of adversity when she was just 5 years old? I mean, that's a call for us to know that no matter what we are going through, no matter the adversity, no matter the challenge you are faced with, like I always say to people, I said life always gives us choices. So at the end of the day, it's your decision, right? The decision you make, the choice you make, whatever result that comes out of it, right? You are the one to bear the consequences. So she could have decided to, sleep and say, oh, my father has raped me, this, da. But look at her today. She has a global ministry, blessing lives all over the world. So this is Joyce Meyer. I want her story to, inspire you to know that you are not the only one going through challenge. You are not the only one. Let's see the next person. We have Helen Keller. I don't know if you've heard of her, but Helen Keller was born blind, but she became the first blind graduate from Harvard. She became the first blind, to go to Harvard. I mean, what excuse do you have? Our story is so humbling. Like, our story is, to give you that self-reflection, to want to think about your life again, to know if you are playing or you are really serious, as a woman, right? Helen Keller is a woman. She's not a man. She was born blind, but see how beautiful she transformed her life to be. Let's see the next person. Yes, this is Malala Yousafzai. I love Malala so much. I follow, her work. She even has grants that she gives to smaller, NGOs. She's a young Pakistan girl. She's an education activist. She got shot. If you go online, you Google her recovery period, you see she got shot at the age of 15. And now she's the youngest Nobel laureate holder at age 17. I think there are just a few persons in the world that holds this Nobel laureate, but Malala has it. She's just from Pakistan, and despite all her challenges, she's inspiring and, transforming the educational sector, inspiring and changing lives all over the world. Let's see the final person before I go into the major thing I have for us tonight. Oprah Winfrey. I wish I can see all of you. But I know you are, actually following the session. Oprah Winfrey, she was born in poverty. Oprah Winfrey wasn't born from a rich home. She wasn't born with a silver spoon, right? She became a teenage mother. She gave birth when she was a teenager. And today, she's one of the most richest women in America. Oprah Winfrey, she has Oprah Winfrey show. She started producing and all. But her background, she also went through adversity. She went through adversity. But look at how beautiful her life is today. I just brought out these 4 women to show us that it doesn't matter what adversity you are faced with currently. But once you have it at the back of your mind, that it is just a challenge, it is just a situation that will come and pass, it will help you, stay focused and know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Oh yeah, let's move. I'm seeing our comments. Hold on, everybody. Please, can we make it bigger so I can see? Now, you might want to ask me, oh, Janet, what is adversity? Maybe adversity is a big word. Let me break it down for us. It's a state, condition, or instance of, serious, inevitable, an inevitable situation that goes against our own plans. Say, for example, you have a plan and say, oh, when I'm 20, I'll be doing my NYSC. When I'm 22, I would have gotten married. When I'm 25, I would have bought one big house for my parents. All those things that we do now, how we calculate our lives and all that. And maybe after you've mapped out how you want your life to be and it's not working the way you've planned, you start thinking, oh, maybe you'll be getting many maybes, right? You'll be getting many maybes. So it's a state, condition, or instance of serious or continuous difficulty. It is most times an unfavorable and inevitable situation that at some point there's nothing really that you can do about it. Now there's this wheel that you can see by the side. I want to be sure that we can see. If you look through the wheel, you will see it just breaks down adversity. So you decide what path you want to be. There's a negative side and there's a positive side. So you want to be sure what path you're in. If you want to be angry, you want to be anxious, you want to be sad and tired because of the adversity you're faced with, or you want to, be excited, be happy, be content, and be refined to say, oh, I know this is a challenge, but I'm sure it will come and it will pass, right? So for me, I've made that my life goal. Like, no matter what I'm going through, people would never know, because I go about traveling, speaking to people, making people happy. But then I have my own challenges that I am faced with, right? But then it's not for me to not carry it on my head for the whole world to know that, oh, Jane is going through this, she's going through that, right? So it should be same for you. Like I've already established, everybody goes through adversity, everybody goes through challenges at one point in or the other in our lives. Next slide, please. All right. So why? Janet has been saying that everybody will go through adversity, everybody will go through challenges. Okay, why? What's the importance? Why should we all go through adversity? And when it comes, why should we always stay on the positive side of it? Number one is that adversity teaches us about ourselves, about being uncomfortable. It teaches us how to endure. Because sometimes without adversity, we may never discover our inner strength. If Jasmine had not gone through what she went through, she probably would not discover her inner self. She will not come to that reality of who she really is. Right? So at the end of the day, adversity helps you sometimes discover your inner strength, the things that you do not know that you are capable of doing. When you go through adversity, it brings out those inner things. For example, I run a non-profit, right? I run an NGO called Be the Child Initiative. And what led me to start that organization? It was because of the seeming adversity that I, encountered growing up as a child. And I was like, oh, Janet, how can you provide solutions to this problem? And I started out. And truthfully, since inception, over 5 years now, we've impacted thousands upon thousands of lives across Southwest Nigeria. So adversity teaches you about yourself. It brings out, those innate abilities that you have inside of you. And number two, it helps us also identify the right persons and friendships that we need to have in our space. Because when you are going through hard times, there's a song that they used to say, when money dey, friend go dey. When money no dey, friend go. So it's when you're going through challenge, right? That you know who your friends really are. You know who your family really are, the people that would really stand by you, when you go through that phase in your life. I was watching a video on Instagram. There's a lady, I think Diary of a Kitchen Lover also. She had been married for a couple of years, but no child. But she just gave birth to her first child. And I saw how her friends stood by her, all through her challenge, all through when she went through that phase of her life. They stood by her till God did it for her and she gave birth, right? So sometimes adversity reveals, the people that you have around you, if they are really supposed to be in your space or not. Please, I want to keep seeing the comments. Let me know if we're getting value, if we're enjoying the session so far. Let me have the next slide. Thank you. Excellent. Now, I've talked a lot about resilience, about adversity. Now, I want to talk about, resilience. Let me try and make this bigger so we can see. With resilience, there are 4 pillars, right? You have to learn during adversity, right? For you to be resilient, you have to be confident, you have to be purposeful, you need that social support, and you have to learn how to be adaptable. So these are the 4 pillars of resilience that will help you, thrive even during adversity, right? All of these are explained as we go further. Please, let's move ahead. I'm going to explain them in details to us. Now, what are the steps to unlocking productivity in adversity? What are the steps you need to take for you to be resilient when you're going through these hard times? Number 1, we have to let go of your previous expectations, right? So like I said earlier, all those things we used to do, how we plan our life. For me, I felt like the plan I had at this stage in my life, I felt like, I probably should have been married, or I probably should have been in the UK, or been in London, or been in America with the plan that I have. But then at the end of the day, things wouldn't always go as we planned them. That's not to say that planning is bad or we should not plan for our lives, right? We should, but then sometimes our plans doesn't always come out the way we planned it or the way we want it to be. So when situation doesn't go the way we plan it, instead of wallowing in the things or situations that we cannot change, please focus on the things that you can. Instead of focus and say, I must get a husband, I must get married and all that. Would you force yourself on a man? No, right? So let go of your previous expectations and sit down, critically look at it to say, okay, what can I do differently? What can I change? Instead of you sitting down and crying, take that self-leadership. That's why I put it, I say self-leadership. Let's be able to, lead yourself. Because your situations even change sometimes. It means that you first been able to lead yourself, understand yourself, and that's when you'll be able to bring yourself to a meeting and a consciousness to say, what can I change? What can be done? What can I do differently? How fast do I need to act so that I'll get the result that I want to get? So let go of your previous expectation. Focus on the things, anything that you know that you cannot change. Like my mom, when she's going through a situation, you see, I should start crying. I'll call and say, Mommy, stop crying. This cry that you are crying will not change the situation. If you cry from today to tomorrow, crying will not change the situation. Okay, come, let's sit down. Let's have a meeting. Let's look for the solution to this problem or to this challenge, right? Please, let's go to the number two step of how you can, unlock productivity in adversity. Number 2, which is very important, in those times, you have to stay disciplined. You have to stay disciplined. Something happened to me when I was writing my final exams in school. Then, 2019, my final year, I went through a very hard time. One lady like that, she went to lie on my head. What I didn't do, she lied to a senior person, and the person said I did that thing. And I was trying to explain. The person wasn't even listening to me. That point in your life where you be that people that you trust, people you feel like they should listen to you, they should understand you when you're explaining certain things, they should believe you that you're telling the truth, and everybody just turns their back at you. I was at that stage towards my exam, my final exams in school, and it almost ruined my exam. Me that said I want to graduate with 2-1. I was already on 3 point something at the time, but then I could not read. I was always crying and all. So something said to me, say, Janet, if you keep crying, you'll just be crying. What is the solution to this thing? Number 1, you have to pass your exam. So number 1 thing, like I already mentioned, number 1, this number 2, you have to embrace discipline. Have that growth mindset. See challenges as stepping stones and not roadblocks. See that challenge as to say, even though this person has done this to me, what can I change? No, I don't have to stay in this point. I have to move. I have to change. I have to pass my exam. No, be disciplined and know what is priority for you. What do I need to do now? I started reading. I started going for 9 classes. I turned my pain into, I diverted it into something else that will give me greater results. Right? So as a woman, you must add more layers to your life. Don't be known for giving excuses. I'm so glad for the True Women Conference. Thank you so much, Blossom, for putting this together. Right? So as women, we must learn to add more layers to our life. For example, I'm not just a public speaker. I don't just run an NGO. I build websites for people. I'm a social media manager. I do a lot of things just to make ends meet. So as a woman, you should be able to add different layers to your life. Don't say, this is what I want to do. This is who I am. Oh, I cannot change. Oh, what are you talking? We're in the 21st century. This is 2023. I mean, we're going to 2024. This is not the time to say, that's how God created me. Oh, that's how I am. Oh, are you playing? No, now we've gone past that, right? We've come to that point where we need to actually call ourselves to say, oh, come up higher. Come up higher. You have stayed in this level for too long. I love the theme of this year's conference. Say room for more. There is room for more. You cannot afford to continually. Have you even taken an inventory of your life to say, oh, where was I in 2022? Where am I now? 2023 is about coming to an end. We are going to 2024. I know, yes, we have many excuses. Thank you. Don't be a one-way traffic. Add more layers to your life. Add more layers to your life. Right? Let me go ahead. So discipline is what, turns your dreams to reality and your goals to achievement. Discipline is what turns your dreams to reality and your goals to achievement. If you look at this picture that I attached to this slide, you see from discipline, you see him jumping to the path of goals. So it takes discipline for you to achieve certain goals in life. I know there are many times we'll write it in our vision board. Oh, I want to do this by so. I want to do that. Go back. Have you really achieved those things that you say you want to achieve? If you've achieved some, fine, good, clap for yourself. You've done well. Look at the ones that you did not achieve. What happened? It's probably because you weren't disciplined with it. So discipline is a very, very, essential tool when it comes to, managing or, maintaining productivity and growth during adversity. Sorry, forgive me. Please, next slide. I'm glad that we're getting value. Please, let's keep the comments coming. So number 3 thing we need to do is to, understand the principle of adaptability and not conformity. When we go through adversity, a lot of times people just tend to conform. Oh, that's the status quo. Oh, that's the way it is. You are just relaxed. You are comfortable. You don't want to change anything. Say, for example, you are earning 200K. You are okay with the 200K because you can feed your family. You can buy new hair. You can change your hair. You are okay. You've forgotten that there is room for more. There are people who are your age mates who are earning in millions, who are controlling multi-billion-dollar companies. So in challenges, in adversity, don't be relaxed. Embrace the principle of adaptability, being able to adapt, being able to adjust, being able to shift, transition, modify, make changes here and there to see how that, even in your businesses, for those of us here that run businesses, look for ways to, part time, evaluate yourself, evaluate your business to see how you can do things differently. Always know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Have a positive picture as the end result of the adversity. I said, tough times don't last. Tough people do. So how tough are you? Because at the end of the day, situations come and they pass. They don't last forever. They've not come to stay. Whatever challenge you are facing as a woman, in your business, in your life, in your relationship, all of those things have not come to last forever. So no matter how long the night is, it doesn't mean that there will be no morning. A morning will still come. So no matter what challenge, no matter what adversity it is, with whatever you're doing, just have it at the back of your mind. Oh, look at it critically and say, oh, Janet, what was the end result of this thing? What's going to happen? Let me not, wallow in where I am. Let me look ahead. Let me take a leap, to look forward and see what can change. Instead of you conforming to say, oh, let me just be managing my life like that. That's the way I saw it and all that. So tough times don't last. Tough people do. Let's learn to, the principle of adaptability, right? Next slide, please. Another step to unlocking productivity in trying times is have support systems. Like, this cannot be overemphasized. It's good for your mental health, it's good for your work, it's good for your life. So have support systems. As you can see in this picture, have people who would hold your hand, people who will sit with you, people who will cry with you, people who wouldn't judge you, people who will love you for who you are, right? Have a safe space of people who love you. They could be friends, family, mentors, who you can pour your heart to, and be sure to receive the right counsel. So you can always say, oh, I'm a lone ranger, I'm living my... No, you can't do life alone. Until you learn to, appreciate relationships with people, until you learn to value relationships, not just that you be a parasite, just being the one collecting, also be there for people too, right? Be there for people, offer value to people, but then just always have your safe space. It doesn't have to be too many people. Your circle should be really small, maybe between 2 to 5 people, maybe your mentors, people that you know that they are godly people, they are people that you can submit to, people that that you can always go to them and cry and tell them, even when, like me, people are saying me like one hard girl, Janet, but there are people who know me deep down that when the going gets tough, I run back to them and I cry. So have that safe space where you can go back, cry, pour out your heart the way it's doing you, pour it out to them. People that will not judge you. I mean, in doing this, you have to be very selective, right? No, you can't give that access to just anyhow person, but people that are trusted, people that you've evaluated over the years and can really submit to say, oh, this is my safe space. And you know that when you are with them, you are safe, right? So have support systems. It cannot be overemphasized. Have support systems. Your friends, your family. And for those of us who disrespect our parents, I'm going to talk on this. For ladies who say, I want my mother-in-law to have died before I marry her. You too, remember that you'll be a mother-in-law to somebody one day, right? So treat people well, treat people nicely, love people. Because it's out of that abundance of love. When you give love, you'll be able to receive love, in return. So have support systems. Thank you. Now, don't take no for an answer. Yes, I love this point. Don't take no for an answer in times of adversity. Your journey to success, right? You would get many no's. You get many no's. I listened to Funke Akindele, I think in 2020, when she was sharing her story to where she is now, and she was saying how that she will go for auditions. They'll tell her she's not fine. They'll say she's ugly, she should leave, they don't need her. She got so many no's, but just 1 year that she got brought her into limelight. Sorry, excuse me. Just 1 year she got brought her into limelight. I don't know if we've seen this Helen Pons video that has been trending since last week, right? She shared her story, and listening to her story, it's so humbling. It brought tears to my eyes, seeing all that she went through. But look at her, look at where she is today. So on your journey to success, you're going to get many no's. Please be rest assured that the yeses are coming. And once you get that 1 year, everything else changes. I have a friend who was applying for scholarships abroad, and this guy applied for well over 20 something scholarships, but just one he got transformed his life forever. That's just an example. Maybe you've been going for different job interviews and you've been getting no. See, my sister, don't worry, just 1 yes will transform your life forever. Maybe you've done so many, your expectations have been cut off over and over again. Please keep trying, don't give up. Keep trying, reverse your strategy, see how you can make it better. But then don't take no. Don't allow anybody's no. Put your back on the ground and say you are not doing again. Keep chasing it. Keep chasing your dreams. I remember starting my organization. I know how many no's I got. Even volunteers. Let me tell you guys a story. When I was starting my organization newly, I reached out to some persons. I shared the vision with them. They loved it. And just a day to the event, everybody was calling me, hey Jane, I'm sorry, I have an exam. Hey Jane, my mom is in the hospital, I want to go to the hospital, I won't be able to follow you for your program again. I busted into tears. I was crying because we had already submitted letters to different schools that, we are coming for school outreach. I think to 2 schools at that time, 2019. And it was just me. And I started crying. I was like, God, what will I do? And I just summoned courage. I told my neighbors, about 3 of them, and they said, Jane, don't worry, we'll follow you. They followed me to the school outreach. When we got there, it was so beautiful. The sessions were powerful. The questions I was getting from these students, their responses, I even forgot the pain I went through, the previous day, and I was so happy and grateful to God that I did not, give up, and I went on, to go for that outreach. And today we're doing so much, in the organization. So don't take no for an answer. Don't take no for an answer. Keep going forward, keep pushing, keep striving, because the yeses are coming. And just one yes you would get will transform your life forever. Let me see. Let's go ahead, please. Yes, another important thing we must learn when it comes to unlocking productivity in trying times is the act of journaling. I can't find okay, this is one of my journals. I have a couple of journals. This is one of them that I use. This is another one. It has my name on it, right? So you should have a journal where you are able to document, document your process. This morning I was going through my journal and I saw some things that I wrote early in the year, and I started ticking it. These were things that I had already achieved. So when you are going through, there are times that I'll cry and cry and cry. Even in that crying, I'm crying and I'm pouring out my heart in my journal. So have a journal where you can document everything. Document your process. Write everything down. Learn the act of journaling. Because at the end of the day, when you receive your results, you'll be able to go back and say, wow, oh, this is what I wrote down. So, yes, this is what I put down. And it has become my reality. So learn the act of writing down. Your journal should be your best friend. Don't joke with journaling. We are preparing for 2024. Like I've said so much about room for more, and even more speakers that will be coming will still discuss more. Open our eyes to more things, right? Write down your goals for 2024. Write it down. Confess it. Have your confession book. Write it down. Learn the act of journaling. Let me see what I have here. I said writing has proven. Can you make this thing bigger for me, please? Yeah, I said writing has proven to be a very powerful tool in overcoming adversity. Writing down every single feeling, your emotions, helps you free your mind. So learn that act of journaling. Go to your notepad, maybe your phone, whatever you are feeling, just document it, just write it down. It frees your spirit, it frees your mind, right? So let's go to the next one. Yes, and this is my final point for tonight. Stay prayerful and connected to God. I don't know, maybe you're a Muslim, whatever religion that you're in, but for me, I'm a Christian, right? So another thing I do during adversity, right, is that I stay prayerful. I stay connected to God. I read books. I attend conferences. I attend networking events where I get to meet people, to learn new things and all. So amidst everything that I have said, all the amazing things that I've spoken to us tonight, stay connected to God, because as a woman, right, we can't just do life casually, particularly if you want to be a woman of substance, a woman of influence, a virtuous woman, a woman that will, take her word, take up her sphere of influence and change things there. You have to be a woman that is connected to God. Is it that you are here or you are there? You cannot be in the middle. Have somewhere you are connected to. If it's prayers, maintain prayers. Have your prayer altar. Be connected. Be spiritual. Be spiritual, right? So let me see my closing statement. I think I have something for us in my closing statement. Please, let's keep the comments coming. Let's keep the comments coming. What have you learned so far? Has this been impactful? Was it worth your time? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments, right? Can I have my final conclusion so I can, take that and exit? No, there's a conclusion. Please go back. Yes, I said when it comes to the future, there are three kinds of people. Please, let's take this point very seriously. There are three kinds of people when it comes to the future. Those who let things happen, those who make things happen, and those who wonder what happened. This quote was said by John Richardson. So you have to define which category you want to be in. You want to be in the category of those who just allow things happen. You don't know, you just allow things happen. You are there. People are making changes. You are seeing women. See Blossom. Blossom has organized something like this to impact the lives of other young women like herself. You know, doing things to make things happen. I just told you my story, with the work that I am doing, right? And there are people who make things happen. So which category do you want to fall in? Do you want to be among those people that will just, when did this happen? When did this thing change? When did she get married? Oh, when did she start that business? Now the business is going all over the world. Now organization is taking the world by storm. So which of these categories do you want to be in as a woman? Because I already told us that everybody must go through adversity, but the result of the adversity, what oh no. I haven't told us stories of women who have transformed their lives, transformed their families, transformed their generation because of the decisions that they made. So what decisions are you making? Because whatever decision you make today as a woman culminates into whatever you're going to become in the future. So decide, which of these three categories do I want to fall in? Do I want to be a change maker? Do I want to be that woman do I want to be a force to be reckoned with? If I'm not a valuable person, I'm sure Blossom will not bring me up, to speak to us today. Do you want to be that woman of value, right? That people can, reach out to, call your name and say, oh, this person can do this. This person is the right person for this, right? And finally, a quote I wrote many years ago, I said, the picture of your future should be your biggest motivation. You can write it down. I said the picture of your future should be your biggest motivation. Do you have a picture in mind? Do you have, where you want to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years? Right? You might not have all of those figured out, but what plan do you even have for 2024? I'm just writing them down. For some people, 2023 has already gone. They are already in 2024 in their heads. So how are you operating? Where are you? Have you seen that picture of the kind of woman that you want to be? Right? There is room for more, ladies. There is room for more. I just hope that everything that has been said on this call tonight will make meaning to us, and not just just that we came for another conference and nothing will change about us. Yes, so I'm on fire. Someone say Janet is on fire. Yes, I'm on fire. And I want us to catch this same fire, the same fire that is burning inside of me, the same fire that is burning inside of Blossom and many other amazing women all over the world. We want you to carry that same fire and go ahead and change your world, because there is room for more. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for coming on this call. I pray and trust God that when we're having this conference next year, we all will have, will be 10 times, 20 times, a million times better than we are now. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much. That would be all for my end tonight. If we have questions, we can bring them on. Thank you, everybody.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. I can't get over this amazing time. I can't get over this session. Wow, 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 wow. This is awesome. Janet was on fire. If you really experienced a block in this session, fill the comment section with a lot of emojis, with fire emojis, because she was on fire. She was really on fire. Wow, a round of applause, Janet. It's a round of applause. I had so much fun because I'm having goosebumps because everywhere is on fire right now. I have a question for you all. Have you pictured your future? Have you pictured your future? Because if you have not, you better picture your future now. Please do, please do. This session was amazing. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Blossom, for this power-packed session. And if you missed Blossom's session, she talked about developing growth mindset. She told us of how you have the growth mindset and the scarcity mindset. It was on fire. These two sessions are amazing. Wow. What a conference. And this is just the day one. We're not even yet concluded with day two. This is just day one, and it's like this. Wow, please keep the comment section rolling with a lot of applause, with fire emojis, because you have got a lot. This is the theme is really flowing because you have room for more. And don't forget all the nuggets that Janet has told us of how we need support systems, you need the God factor, you need everybody. And remember, do not say no for an answer. Do not take no for an answer. Wow, what a powerful session. I'm having goosebumps all over because it's so hot in here. Well, thank you so much to our great speakers. Thank you so much. We cannot wait for tomorrow. Same time, we're going to be having Deborah Ijoma. She's going to be taking us on gaining clarity for idea execution. You do not want to miss tomorrow's session. You do not want to miss it. Today is the day one, and we're going to be meeting tomorrow, same time.